Friends and viewer, good day. James Joyce had written this marvelous piece of writing. The name of this is Clay. So, Clay is a story of a Maria, a middle-aged, unmarried woman working at a charitable laundry in Dublin, finishes her workday while thinking about her excitement to go out that evening. She prepares for the woman's tea, which is her last task of the day before going to celebrate Hallow Eve with her friend Joe Donnelly's family. Maria cared for Joe when he was a boy, and he considered her a second mother, while he has repeatedly asked her to come to live with him. Maria is used to her life at the laundry and she always declines. At the laundry, Maria is generally well liked for her kindness and her ability to diffuse conflicts. The matron of the laundry described her as a peacemaker. As the women file in for tea, Maria serves them tea and slices of barmbrack, a traditional Hallow Eve cake. Amidst much laughing and joking, two of the women make jokes about Maria's age and lack of a husband. Maria joins in on the laughter despite her disappointed shyness and discomfort. Finally, finished with her evening work and able to escape the woman's banter, Maria goes into her bedroom to change her clothes in preparation for the Donnelly's Hallow Eve event. Seeing her body in the mirror, she thinks fondly of how it used to look and admires its current appearance too. Maria takes a Dublin tram to a cake shop in which she buys a bag of many small cakes for the Donnelly children. She then goes to a second shop, hoping to find a special treat for Joe and Mrs. Donnelly. The woman behind the counter in the second shop is annoyed that Maria is slow in choosing a cake. So she cruelly asks if Maria is buying a wedding cake. Maria is embarrassed, but she shrugs it off and leaves with a slice of plum cake. On her crowded tram ride for the second cake shop to the Donnelly's home, an elderly man offers Maria a seat. He makes pleasant conversation with her about the cake she is carrying and how nice it is to spoil children with treats. And Maria seems to enjoy his company. Having finally reached her destination, Maria receives a warm welcome from the Donnellys and presents the Donnelly children as well as two girls who live next door and have come for the holidays festivities. With their cakes, unable to find the plum cake she bought for Joe and his wife, Maria concludes that the elderly man left her so confused that she must have lost the cake on the tram. This revelation makes her feel shame and vexation and disappointed. Joe assures Maria that her losing the cake is not a problem. Casual conversation and holiday festivities begin. Joe tells Maria a story about his boss that Maria does not understand. She does not ask for clarification, but she tries to express a sympathy and understanding away. Soon after, Maria raises the topic of Joe's falling out with his brother Alfie and suggests that they try to reconnect Mrs. Donnelly agrees with Maria, but Joe refuses to discuss the topic and ends the conversation. The next door girls organize Hollow Eve games for the group. In one game, each person is blindfolded and has to place their hand on an object that will represent their fate. One of the girls plays and finds a ring which represents upcoming marriage. The group then coaxes Maria into playing, and she picks a lump of clay which symbolizes impending death. The group whispers uncomfortably as Maria, confused and blindfolded, stands with her hand still on the clay without acknowledging what has just happened. So she places her hand on a Bible, which signifies entrance into a convent. At the end of the evening, Mrs. Donnelly encouraged Maria to sing for the group before the children go to bed. While Maria is hesitant, she sings an aria. After singing the first verse about dreaming of wealth and luxury, Maria fails to move on to the second verse about dreaming of the suitors and love. Repeating the first verse instead, no one says anything about her repetition. But Joe's eyes tears up as he seems to recognize her suffering. So this is the story of the clay by James Joyce, about the story of Maria. James Joyce was born to Irish Catholic parents and grew up in Rathgar, a suburb of Dublin. He received a Jesuit education and eventually earned a degree in modern language from University College Dublin. After graduating in 1902, he moved to Paris and briefly studied medicine, but he soon returned home to Dublin in 1903 due to his mother's illness. During this visit, he met Nora Barnacle, a woman from Galloway, with whom he would spend the rest of his life. So, dissatisfied with the political and religious turmoil in his country during the late 19th, early 20th century, Joyce went into self-imposed exile, visiting Dublin only 4 times throughout the rest of his life and living in various European cities, including Trieste, Pula, and Zurich. So he had written a marvelous piece of writing, novels, a portrait of the artist as a young man, and Ulysses. So Joyce lived and wrote during a time of great political, religious conflict in Ireland, an era when Irish nationalism, the movement to free Ireland from British rule, was on the rise. This also came in the wake of Irish literary revival, a literary movement that was related to Irish nationalism and a celebration of Irish. So, clay appears in Joyce's collection Dubliners. Notably, clay is one of only a few stories in the collection that feature women prominently. Others include Eveline, a mother, and a boarding house. So let me tell you about when this piece of writing was written in 1905 and 1906 in Zurich, Switzerland, Austria-Hungary. It is published in 1914. Literary period was modernism. Genre of this is short story, modernism, realism, symbolism. Setting was Dublin, Ireland. Climax of this is Maria places her hand on a lump of clay in a Hallow Eve game. Antagonist of this is Maria's loneliness and insecurity. So this is the James Joyce beautiful piece of writing, clay. I hope you will enjoy this piece of writing.